All right. Last thing I want to talk about here. We missed this on Monday's episode. Got to bring it up now. During the Steelers' Week 10 win over the Green Bay Packers ends in an interception from DeMonte KZ. Prior to that play, the Pittsburgh Steelers call a timeout. We all just look at it like they're just adjusting the defense. They got to get ready. They didn't like what they saw, blah, blah, blah. Little did we know. And, the broadcast cameras showed it apparently. Mark Caboli did a deeper dive into it. Don't know how he got his intel, but Mark always knows a little bit of something somehow. Minkah Fitzpatrick was standing there on the sidelines next to Terrell Austin, next to Mike Tomlin. That play goes in right at the last minute for that last call prior to the play itself. So this is right before the timeout. And all of a sudden you see Minkah Fitzpatrick just like quickly lose his mind. Not like a shoving guys getting angry, just like yo, what do we do? This is not what we're calling right now. And like made his case as quickly as possible. You could see TA sitting there just like, okay, all right, I got it. Sounds good. They call a timeout. They change the play to whatever Minkah's feeling. I believe the report says the Steelers were in man. Minkah said, get the hell out of man and get in zone. This is the last play of the game, and we got guys like Elijah Riley out there running around, Miles Killebrew. We need to play zone. They switch to zone. DeMonte KZ comes up with an interception. I mean, we'll start with this one. How awesome is it to have a Minkah Fitzpatrick who could look at a defense and go, what the hell are you doing? No, this is not going to win us the game. And then pick the play that wins them a game. And second to that, I think some people, I saw a couple of blogs, which, blogs are ridiculous these days, put stuff out and be like, Minkah Fitzpatrick loses his mind on TA and then they make the play. I didn't view it like that at all. I viewed it as this is a superstar player that you have to your disposal who saw something and made the adjustment. And it was awesome for the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching staff to put that much trust in him and say, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. I think that's a whole other level to a football game. Well, what were your thoughts on both there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's like cool for like fans and for us to see this story, but I'm sure for TA, like it's like I read Caboli's story and he leads it off with to Terrell Austin, Minkah Fitzpatrick can be quite honestly a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. And so I think that's what it is. It's like, yeah, Minkah, you're a really good player, but sometimes you can be a giant pain in the ass. It's a good thing it's a good thing that call worked out. And like you said, I think it's good that it's impressive and good. And I think kind of speaks to like the flexibility and the I don't know what the word is. I guess like security of the coaching staff, that they don't feel like that they're willing to collaborate with a guy like Minkah, that they trust him enough to know the defense and to help them make calls in games, even when he's not on the field. It just also makes you wonder, like, what does Minkah do on the field sometimes? Like, is he ever audible on the field? Is he like, arguing with calls?
I've heard stories that Minkah will they'll call a play, and this doesn't happen all the time, but I've heard stories where they'll call a play and then the coaching staff standing on the sidelines going, what the hell is Minkah doing? What is that? What is Minkah doing? And then he comes up with something good and you're just like, oh, okay. That works. Which granted, guys like those, the people, Keith Butler and, or not Keith Butler, Dick LeBeau used to say it all the time that Troy Polamalu, he would yell at him constantly. Like he'd come off the field and he'd be like, look at Troy, just next time, just tell me that you're going to do that. Okay. Please just let me know. Cause they just do whatever they want.
Yeah. And I mean, you got to trust it with guys like that. Like you got to trust that they have football instincts and that they know what they're doing. But yeah, you do you got to strike that balance between, letting good players do what they do and being the coach and being the guy. Like one person's got to call the plays, and it shouldn't be a player the entire time. So it's, if you're TA, you got to strike that balance between taking input from good players and guys that you trust versus saying, no, I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm the coach, I got to call these plays, because one person's got to call them. We can't be arguing back and forth on every possession.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think anybody besides, I think even if TJ Watt's coming up to the huddle, you're looking at him and going, no, sorry, not we're not doing that. Minkah, obviously has a little bit of control. It's cool to see that he's that knowledgeable and has that vision for what's happening. But yeah, I agree. To some degree, it does have to bug TAs. Definitely got to sit there and just go, all right, shut up, please. Just stop.
Fine. Okay, fine.
Yeah. We'll call the play. I got it. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that it works out. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, like there's two sides to this, because there's like okay, it's really good. It's always better to have more than one eye on a situation, but the Steelers defense is, I mean, it's already got two eyes. It's already got TA and it's got Mike Tomlin, who are both heavily like, this is Mike Tomlin. TA might be the defensive coordinator, but this is Mike Tomlin's defense. And you already have two names going back and forth there. To add a third, that is a lot of voices all in one. I think the funniest part is Tomlin like standing in front of the little like situation there and not acknowledging it at all. He's just like, nah, I'm not hearing anything. I don't hear, you guys talk that one out real quick. You got 30 seconds. And then it's timeout, which again, it worked out. So shout out Minkah Fitzpatrick. I bet you if you ask him, he never does it. And if you ask TA, he does it all the time. So yeah, we'll get two sides to that one, but cool that they caught it on camera. Cool that it worked. If it didn't work and you catch it on camera, we're talking about a whole other situation, and it's probably not a good one. We're probably making shit up, if we're being honest. If it's the other way around, people are like, "Oh man, Minkah was furious about TA, blah 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 blah." Like, nah, I doubt it. So I am. I'm glad that the story turned out like it did.